Well, hello there. Welcome to the command center. My name is Charles. So, I'm here to give you 10 reasons why fantasy is better than science fiction. Now, I know it might seem a little bit odd that I might come here to this of all places to try to make the particular case that I'm trying to make,
Yeah, I'll
but
say it's odd, as odd as apples growing on trees. Where else are you going to get your PowerPoints and your spreadsheets and your cool sound effects? The treehouse of the elves?
Alfred, I don't want you interrupting my presentation. Go back to your calculations. All right, so as I was saying, I was able to come up with a formidable list of reasons that fantasy fiction is always better than science fiction. Now, most of us, I think, have already come to the same conclusion without having to be told such reasons. That's why, for example, we tend to remember and appreciate The Lord of the Rings these days, but nobody really remembers the adventures of Spittle the space snail. Gollum versus Darth Vader, Gollum's going to win every time. So anyway, let's go ahead and start taking a look at the...
Oh, come on. You can't go making those kinds of comparisons. It's not Gollum versus Darth Vader. You're stacking the deck. It's Gollum versus, let's say, the floating brain cells from Star Trek. You know, the ones that flew up all scary like and latched onto the back of Mr. Spock and tried to turn him into part of a giant brain. Because it's all about the brain. Because sci-fi is always brainier than fantasy. It's brainier, and it's better.
All right, Alfred, I think I've had enough of your interruptions. I'm trying to record a cogent argument here, and I need a little bit of space for that. Anyway, as I was saying, I've gotten together 10 reasons why fantasy fiction is superior to science fiction. So let me just go ahead and bring up my PowerPoint here. Alfred, what happened to the presentation computer?
What? You don't have enough magic points to launch your PowerPoint without all your Star Trek gadgets?
Point well taken, Alfred. Point well taken. Aloha Scora! Ah, take that, Alfred. I don't need your computer crap. All right, so let's get to that first point. Shazah Shazazam! First off, fantasy has more in common with real life than science fiction does, which tends to make it a little more relatable to us as individuals, and which tends to make fantasy stories feel a little more familiar, and therefore become more interesting for us. For example, in real life, people can't speak to their computers, or ask them questions that they would like to get answered, or for example, walk around with tiny little computers in their pockets, or communicate over long distances with some kind of little gadget that they're going to be talking into. Fantasy fiction, on the other hand, is a little more in common with real life, where people only talk face to face. They walk around in nature sometimes. They enjoy a campfire in the evening. They send their letters by the post. We can all relate with these kinds of things, but we can't relate to the kind of absurd gadgetry that fills up science fiction with things like computers that talk to us and instantaneous long-distance communication. Now, for that second point, I've got to remember what is that spell if I want to bring up the second point. Abracadabra. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. That's not right at all. Avacadavra.
Oh, come on. It's brainier and better.
No, that's not right. That's not right at all. Avacadavra.
Oh, come on. You can't make those kinds of comparisons.